Well, hello guys. Welcome to some Minecraft. My name is Tox, and just to start this video off today, I'm going to start off in my creative single-player world. I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I built, or not some of the stuff I built, but I wanted to go through a design and figure out what I want to build in our worlds, and I want to build a cool storage system area, and it's not going to be anything. It's just going to be a rudimentary. It's just going to be a simple chest with a item frame on it. And with that item frame, we're just going to do something like that. Say this is like decorations or whatever. But I wanted to bring you guys in here and design a building. And yeah, I wanted to do it in the same style as these buildings are. Kind of want to do it something similar like this, actually. But instead of using oak or dark oak, I want to use deep slate. But I'm gonna start off with probably building a simple, say like, wanted to have dimension to it. So say like, this is the entrance. I want it to be a three open entrance, and then three, 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 and probably three, and then something like this. Man, something like that. And then three there. Yeah, something like this, I think, is what it'd be. I think this would look cool. And then, yeah, we'll get the foundation set up, and I'll be back with you. Alright, so this is the support. I finally just said screw it, and I'm gonna put the top up here and probably make a second floor or something like that, or I don't know, probably. Actually, I'm gonna start with this. I want to do a simple pitched roof. It's gonna be, say, 1, 2, 3. So I want it to be about like there, and I want it to have a good curvature, I think, down. And let's, because I know I want it to have like that, and then something to do with, oh, like, something like that maybe. Actually, let's do a simple roof. And then, of course, we'll do something like this. And then, if you're wondering what the particles are night vision. I give myself night vision because I was tired of it getting nighttime. And you can't see, and then changing it back to daytime, and yeah, I got frustrated with it, so kind of said, alright, well, let's figure it out. Alright. But, yeah, something like that. I plan on doing something like that, and then I'll bring you guys back when I get the trimmed, or the roof line. I'll figure it out. Alright, so what I'm deciding is I'm going to shorten down this back piece. You can see where I had it before. Shorten it down so the roof look a little bit better, but I think this is the style of roofing I wanted to do. A little A-frame style. Kind of like that actually, but a little smaller. I notice I keep building these super tall And yeah, like I said last video and stuff, I like building them tall, but man, sometimes I build them way too tall. The resources and stuff to build it takes like 7 stacks of like wood. It takes forever. But yeah, I think I found what I wanted to do. Let's see how this looks. And then I'll probably do something like this or something. And then for here, yeah, actually I feel like that's perfect. Yeah, okay. Well, while I have you guys here, I'm going to take these and fill these walls in, and I will tell you guys about my day, I guess. Um, you know, I wake up at 5 in the morning almost every day that I have to work. And let me tell you, waking up at 5 in the morning is super difficult. You sit there, you roll over, your eyes are all crusted over, you don't know where you're at. And man, it's been so hard for me to wake up at 5. And I used to wake up at 7 when I was working or when I was at school, and I regretted waking up at 7 in the morning. I always woke up at like 10 o'clock, and man, it's crazy to think that I used to wake up at 7, thought that was early, and then I wake up at 5, and I'm like, man, now this is early. Like, I couldn't imagine being those guys who have to wake up and have to get up at 4 or have to be at work at 4 in the morning. That sounds like that was like a nightmare. Or those people who have to work night shifts or whatever, and they only, I can't remember who it was, but somebody is close to me and stuff. They were complaining about how they had to get up early, go to work. So say like the hour was 5 in the morning, right? You gotta get to work at 5, and they had to be at work at 5, and then somehow the company they were working for was like, okay, you're gonna work at 5 to, like, I work 5, or I work from 6 to 4:30. That's 10 hours. Well, 10 and a half hours. So it's like saying, okay, I want you guys to come in early, work, but also I want you to come in night shift. And this is what this person that was close to me did for many years, and I couldn't imagine doing something like that. That is a crazy, crazy sleep schedule, and I don't understand how people are able to sleep off of like 5 hours of sleep and still be functional. I can't function without 9 hours of sleep, and that's just you have to have a superpower to be able to sleep like that. Maybe it's just because I'm not old enough. Because like the old job I used to work at, there were guys that would work 12 hours or 13 hours a day, which they were on nights. I couldn't imagine like working on nights like that. Because I feel like right now working 10 and a half hours a day or being at work at 10 and a half hours a day, I feel like, man, I don't have a day. Those people who work 13 hours a day, they're superheroes. Like, that makes me think, man, I shouldn't complain. I don't know. That was something I was thinking about and stuff today. Another thing I was thinking about is, man, used car prices lately have been super expensive. I've been wanting to buy a new car and stuff, and to buy a new car, you have to obviously finance it and get enough money. There was I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was like not a Pontiac Vibe, but it was something like that. It was like a small hatchback. This guy wanted $7,000 for 180,000 miles on a car that was beat up, rusted to crap, looked like it was not gonna, it was gonna fall apart. And man, I couldn't, like, How can you justify spending that much money on a car and only get what, let's say 40,000 miles out of it before the engine gives out or the transmission gives out or something? Like, if I want to spend 7 grand, like the vehicle I own right now, I own a Jeep Patriot, and it's an expensive car to fix. Like if something goes wrong with it, 'cause it's a Chrysler or whatever, it's quite expensive. But like, there was just a Pontiac Vibe that's a GM, or I think it's a GM, and that right there, I mean, it's not expensive to fix if something goes wrong, but how can you justify spending 7 grand on a car that, like I said, you're gonna only get a couple thousand miles out of before it breaks down or whatever? And like, you can go out and buy for 7 grand a car that's, let's say, like, well, decent, like 7 grand. Like my mom bought her car for 130,000 or something on it, or 129,000 on it. She bought that car for, I want to say, 8 grand, and then, but that thing had a lot of problems too. Man, it's like every car that I ever got had problems like that. Like I said, the S10 I had, I mean, obviously I did stuff to it and I messed up. I messed up the S10, but I mean, I had a lot of problems with a lot of cars, and like my girlfriend's car, she has a Pontiac Grand Prix, and man, that thing has like 225,000 miles on it, and I am terrified to drive or like ride in that thing. That thing is gonna fall apart and vibrate, and gosh, I couldn't. It is terrifying. Like, I can't explain it. Oh, I did a brake change on it, and all the bolts are rusted. And like I said, I live in Michigan, and being a Michigan mechanic or whatever, I feel sorry for you, because everything, you gotta use PV blaster and everything. You gotta torch it with a acetylene torch. You gotta heat everything up. You guys had a hard time. Well, I had to sit there with a hammer, busting every bolt off, and finally I just said screw it. So I got torch out and torched it. Got the brakes and did the brakes on it, but if you look close enough, you start noticing all the flaws. And in a car with 225,000 miles on it, like her right sway bar end link. Sway bar end link is what controls your sway when you turn into corners or whatever, or your roll. I don't know how or why, but the sway bar end link snapped off and just dangled there. I don't know if she hit a pothole or what, but she got it stuck in between the lower control arms like joint that goes to her subassembly, which a subassembly is what holds up your engine and your transmission and stuff for a transaxle or a transverse engine. Somehow it got stuck between that, and it was acting like a normal, like nothing was wrong with it. And I was like, how did you get so lucky to get that to happen? It was crazy. And then if you go to the other side, because that was just what was wrong with that one side. You go to the other side, and you can sit there and just watch how much rust ate away at her strut, and how much of her spring is about to just pop out. Like, she hit a Michigan pothole hard enough, she's gonna lose her left side of her tire. That's how rusty it was. And the crazy thing is, she drove it like it was nothing. Like, she's like, my car feels weird. I'm like, well, I fixed it. I put new brakes on it. Well, she says, it still feels weird. I'm sorry your broken ass car feels weird because I fixed it. But it's crazy that you can get used to driving such a crap car, and once somebody fixed something on it, you start realizing, hey, my car's not driving like it used to. Well, your car drove like crap like it used to. And man, cars are just a crazy thing. And they're super, super expensive to maintain, too. Like, just to buy my lower control arms for my Jeep, because those were going bad. My ball joints are bad. That was like $500. Not to mention the time and labor to go buy the tools to fix it. And if I went and took it to a mechanic, man, oh my god, mechanic would get paid like so much money, all because of the time and just to take it apart and all the rust. And yeah, it was so complicated to just get those apart. But like, it took me, I want to say, 5 hours just to do one side. And in that 5 hours, I was like, I could be doing something else right now. I could be fixing something else or doing, like, I could be doing something different. And no, I'm sitting here hassling with something that I am not a professional about. I don't really know very much about it. And yeah, just dealing with that and figuring that stuff out, man, that's just like, holy crap. Mechanics have it rough sometimes. If you get some stuck bolts or whatever. I don't know where this tangent's going. I think I'm going to do like a segment every video or whatever and just talk about random stuff. What's on my mind and stuff. Another thing that's weird to think about, for me at least, is like, I don't know if anybody can relate to it or if anybody's listening and can relate to it. Being able to have your own freedom. Like, I'm not going to say how old I am, but I'm old enough to have my own place. I'm just getting my own place. And it's weird to be able to go to the store and buy like whatever I want. Like if I want to eat a block of cheese or whatever, I can. And that's a weird feeling of like, well, who's going to stop me? Obviously, morals or myself, my own morals will stop myself. I'm not going to go out and buy a block of cheese or whatever. But like, it's weird to think that I can just go do that, and there's no repercussions to it. I have my own adult money and my own adult stuff, and yeah, it's a weird feeling. Or like, what's gonna stop me? Or not what's gonna stop me, but like, what if I go out and maybe I want to buy, I don't know, 100 batteries, just so I can throw them at stuff. Like, who's gonna stop me from just throwing batteries at people or throwing it at stuff or like throwing it up, whatever, you know? It's a weird privilege, if that makes any sense. Or like a weird thing I'm noticing is like my freedom of driving. I don't have to tell anybody where I'm going. I can just go. Aside from like my girlfriend or whatever, but she don't really care where I go sometimes. But like, just, okay, I want to drive 20 miles south for whatever reason. I could do that, you know? And no one's gonna stop me. I don't know, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing I'm just noticing, I guess. Well, I guess we could stop here and stuff. I just wanted to make a quick video and just talk and stuff. But yeah. My name is Tox, and welcome to my channel or video or whatever. Please leave a like or subscribe or just comment and just give me some ideas of what I can do. I'm open to playing other games or whatever, but thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye now.